Well, it's too cold to do anything outside today, so what I'm going to do is make some peanut butter cookies. I've been wanting to make these for a long time. Let me see if I can get this camera set. I want to show what I'm doing here on the table, so we'll see. But anyway, here we go. We're going to be making some peanut butter cookies, and I might put raisins in them. I'm not sure. But first of all, we need a half a cup of shortening, and like a half of the shortening is butter and half is shortening, but it equals 1/2 cup. And I've already got that melted, so I'm going to go ahead and just put that right in there. And then we need a half a cup of peanut butter. And I'm just putting what I think is a half a cup in there. I don't think it's got to be exact. 1/2 cup granulated sugar. Wait a minute, it says put peanut butter, granulated sugar, brown sugar, and egg to mix it up. There's a half a cup of the granulated sugar. Half cup of brown sugar. And I'm measuring this out because you got to pack it down, it says. And it's kind of hard to do that if you don't actually put it in. But I think that's half a cup. Let's see, I need 1 egg. This is something to do when, I mean, it was supposed to warm up a lot more today, but it's already 1:30 and it's still cold out there. Okay, it says mix thoroughly, shortening, peanut butter, granulated sugar, brown sugar, and 1 egg. I've made these before, but it's been a while. And this is an old-fashioned recipe. It's out of my old Betty Crocker cookbook that I've had for ages and ages and ages. But it's a really good recipe. I've always had good luck with it. But you just have to make sure you get it all mixed up good. I think I got some of my peanut butter stuck on the spoon. I don't need that. But mix it up good because you got to make sure that egg is mixed up real good and all that stuff. Okay, I'm using self-rising flour, so I don't need the baking soda or the salt. But I am going to put in just a tiny bit of salt. I always add just a little tiny bit of salt. Just a dash. And now we need flour. 1 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour. And like I said, I've got self-rising flour, so use whatever you've got. And my measurement is for 1/2 cup. So we're going to have 1 1/4 cup. So I need 2 of these and then 1/2 of one. And that should do it. Now, if you have plain flour, you'll use 3/4 teaspoon of baking soda and 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. But like I said, I've got all self-rising flour, so I'm not going to do that. And I'm just going to throw in, just for the heck of it, a few raisins. Not many. I've never had peanut butter cookies with raisins, but why not? I love raisins and I love peanut butter, so... And it gets kind of hard to mix because it's kind of dry. But you just have to do the best you can. It's kind of like kneading up flour. You just have to mix it in the best you can. And it'll eventually just all mix in there together. Like I said, I've used this recipe many, many, many times over the years. And you just have to work with it to get it all mixed up. And if you want to, you can take your hands and just treat it like biscuit dough. Sometimes that's the easiest way to get it mixed up. Because, like I said, it is kind of dry. But we're going to turn it into little balls to put it on the cookie sheet. And we don't want it runny. You want it kind of hard like that. And if it's extremely dry, you can add a little bit of oil. Not much. Just a little bit to kind of give it a little bit of moisture. But like I said, you want it dry. And while I am heating my oven and cleaning my hands off, I got my compost thing right there. I'm going to go ahead and heat my oven to 350. trying to get this peanut butter and stuff off of my fingers. All that peanut butter and sugar got under my fingernails. But I remember growing up, my mom never bought cookies. Never ever bought cookies. She always made all our cookies at home. We never bought store-bought donuts. My mom always made them at home. Cakes, pies, anything like that was always made at home. My mom never did any of that stuff from the store. It was always homemade. And I'm going to go ahead and get some of this stuff out of the way. Oh, it said to cover that and chill it. I'm just going to stick it in the refrigerator while everything is heating up and I'm getting the pans ready. Yeah, growing up, my mom always made everything from scratch. We never got a store-bought pizza. We never got donuts from a donut shop or nothing. My mom made all that at home. But it gives me more room to work with when I get all that stuff put up, because I've got pans here and I'm not sure. I'm only going to spray one to begin with a little bit of butter flavored cooking spray. Oh, $3.75. Let's turn that up just a tiny bit. Heat your oven to 375. And this is a page right out of my Betty Crocker cookbook. Heat oven to 375, and then we're going to shape the dough balls into 1-inch balls. Place 3 inches apart on a greased baking sheet with fork dip in the flour. And flatten the crisscross pattern to 2 inches. This is a really old Betty Crocker book. I don't know what year I bought it, but it seems like I've had this book for all of my cooking days, which has been a long time. And it does not have a date on it anywhere. But this is it was my go-to book for everything. And I may need to go ahead and... You can tell it's been a long time since I have... And I'm just going to put a little bit of flour out in my... dish here. And that's just to put a fork into, because we're going to flatten these cookies out with a fork when we get them rolled into a ball. And we need to just kind of dip it into the flour. As cold as it is today, I don't think I need to leave them in there long. That's about a 1-inch ball. But we make about a 1-inch ball. And I'm going to go ahead and flatten them as I put them in there. And then I can put the marks on them later. But what it calls to do is, I guess you can see that, I'm not sure. You can see the little ball there. I went ahead and made that one in a 1-inch ball. And what they say to do is dip your fork in the flour and then just press. Dip it in the flour and then press the opposite way. And there, you've got your cookie. And it does turn out better that way, so we'll do the rest of them like that. And they kind of split apart on the outside of them, but that's just the way the cookies do. Because they will spread out a tiny bit. And you only have to cook these for 10 to 12 minutes. Yeah, I used to be room mother for my kids' school classrooms when they were in school. And of course, if you've ever been a room mother, you know that was, you were responsible for providing the refreshments for little parties in the classes. And back years ago, we baked our own cookies and cakes to take to school. Nowadays, they don't want you to do that. You've got to get something from that was store-bought. I guess they're afraid you're going to put something in the food and poison the kids or something. I don't know. But yeah, back when I was room mother, you could bake your own stuff and take it to the school. I remember one year at Easter, I think it was for my son's class, I baked a Easter egg cake. And it looked like a half of an Easter egg, or an Easter egg laying down the long way. And I decorated it, you know, for Easter, kind of Easter stuff on it. The kids loved it. They had never seen an Easter egg cake before. And then I had mold, you know, cake molds that I'd make horseshoe cakes, all kind of different shapes. But again, take your fork, it seems like this dough is not quite moist enough for some reason. Not quite moist enough. It shouldn't be coming apart quite that much. But they're not going to be perfectly round. Like I said, I think I'm going to add just a little bit of more oil in there because it's not quite moist enough, I don't think. And I'll have to get my hands in it again because I had it in the refrigerator to get it cold. It needs to be just a little bit more moist than that. I mean, they'll moisten up once they get hot. But still, needs to be just a tiny bit more. And just kind of squeeze them back and forth in your hand, and that kind of gets them to, you know, to stay together. It's easier to do one ball at a time than it is to soften up a whole bunch of them. I know when I was a kid, we looked forward to when Mom made cookies. She'd make oatmeal cookies, she'd make donuts, and I mean all kind of donuts. We'd have jelly-filled donuts, regular donuts, powdered sugar donuts, glazed donuts. She could make them all, and they were so good. Fresh donuts right out of the pot. Because she'd deep fry them in a pot. Yeah, it says to chill these, but you know what? I don't remember ever chilling them. And they always came out fine. To me, chilling it would just make them harder to make them into balls. Well, it says it makes about 3 dozen, but I'm finding that this recipe only makes about 2 dozen. I guess if you make them little teeny tiny, then they would be 3 dozen, but that would be smaller than an inch ball. Unless I'm making my balls bigger than an inch, which I don't know. famous crisscross pattern on the top of a peanut butter cookie. And you don't have to flatten it out too much, just enough to get your crisscross on the top, because they're going to flatten out a little when they start to cook. They get hot. They'll flatten out in your pan some. Yep, I put even my flour in my compost thing. Ooh. Got sugar under my fingernails again. I thought I was going to be able to uncover my plants today, but I tell you what, it has not warmed up as much as they said it was going to warm up. Now, put them in the oven and keep checking on them, and it'll be about 10 or 12 minutes and we'll have peanut butter cookies. I'm looking forward to them. I haven't had homemade peanut butter cookies in ages. May have been since I baked them for my kids years ago. I don't know. It's been a long time. It's been a long time. But what better thing to do on a cold day? Or a cool, nasty looking day. It looks like it wants to rain. Get all this cleaned up so we can have somewhere to put our cookies when I get them out. I was thawing out some hamburger. I may even do a video on making what I call is hamburger soup. I probably figured y'all would get a kick out of that. And I may do that after I get this finished, if the meat is thawed out. Get this cleaned up so I have somewhere to put my cookies. And I'm going to put a pan on that. Put a pan on that. Keep that one to use to get them out of the oven with. Or I may just move you over here. Maybe that's what I ought to do. Move the camera over here. Because I need to go ahead and clean up my dishes while I'm waiting. I probably need to set a timer so I don't let them cook too much. I'm going to set it for 10 minutes, I think. Yep, alarm sound will go off in 10 minutes. That'll give me some time to get some of this. I should have got it all cleaned up before. But with me, I decide to do things at the last minute. So you never know with me what you're gonna see or what you're gonna get. You can tell I feel good today, even though it is a nasty day outside. Get some lights on over here. Didn't even realize I didn't have that light on. But with the timer going, I can get this done and hopefully not burn up my cookies, because that'll alert me when it's been 10 minutes. Yeah, like I said, I don't have a dishwasher, so I wash all my dishes by hand. These older mobile homes didn't come with dishwashers. They had a place for a washing machine, but it's in the main bathroom. But there's no place to put a dryer. Unless you do the washer-dryer combinations, you know, the one machine that does both. And I've thought about getting that, just in case I wanted to dry something pretty fast. Other than that, I don't mind hanging my clothes up to dry. Like I said, here in Texas, usually the clothes get dry faster on the line than it does in the dryer anyway. And on a windy day, if you're hanging your towels outside, your towels will come out fluffy. That's another reason I would like to have a dryer. Is just for the fact that it would fluff up my towels quite a bit if the wind wasn't blowing. But you know, people years ago, everybody hung their clothes up to dry before they ever invented a dryer. I mean, all those people survived hanging their clothes out, so. And I've survived over 40 years hanging my clothes out. And I hung them out even in North Carolina. I didn't have a dryer. My mom finally put a washer and dryer in her new house that she built after my dad passed, because she said that the house Daddy built was just too big. I mean, it had like 11 rooms and 2 bathrooms. And she didn't want all that much to clean. And I don't blame her. And it probably brought back a lot of sad memories for her to live in that house. And I guess it's probably the best that she built another house and got out and had a fresh new start, so to speak. Because I think living in the same house that you lived in for up to 10 years and then have your spouse die, it would seem kind of hard to live in the same house. And I think that's one thing that is that hard with my brother right now, is the fact that he's still in the same house that him and his wife were living in when she died. So that makes it a little bit harder. You can see I'm a fidgeter. I have to clean up things as I go. Another 5 minutes. Yeah, I've got so much I wanted to do outside, but weather's not cooperating today, so and you know what? I think I want me a cup of coffee. Because I kind of feel the urge to make a cup of coffee. This will be my second cup today, or this morning. What is it, like noontime now? I guess I can handle another cup of coffee. But this will be my second and my last cup for the day. That is for sure. I don't really remember if I put my rack up to cook these cookies before or not. So I'm hoping the rack is up high enough. But how about a cup of coffee with some peanut butter cookies today? Ooh, I put hot water in there. I ended up with hot water in there before I put it in the microwave, so that kind of makes it a little bit too hot. Just in time. My alarm went off. That's 10 minutes. I'm almost thinking I should have put it up higher. Don't want them to get too brown. Leave them in there a couple more minutes. Time to put my milk and stuff up. But there's our cookies. Don't those peanut butter cookies look good? Homemade peanut butter cookies. Get one out of the pan so it'll cool down a little bit. Don't that look good? Looks real good. Gotta let it cool though. It's just way too hot to eat. Ooh, that coffee's hot to drink too. I can break a piece off. Don't that look good? Peanut butter cookies. Woo! Too hot. It's hot. Mmm. Too hot. Need to let them cool down a little bit. But those are some good cookies, y'all. Make you some peanut butter cookies today. Especially if you got weather like mine where it's gloomy and dark and no sunshine and it's cool outside. Make you some peanut butter cookies. Mmm, that's good. Mmm. Whoa. Yeah, y'all. Make you some peanut butter cookies. They look good to me. Well, with that, I'm going to wish y'all a good day. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Like I said, I've got quite a few more subscriptions or subscribers to get. So, make you some peanut butter cookies. Like, share, subscribe to my channel. Y'all have a blessed day. Thanks for hanging out with me while I made my cookies. And I'll see you on the next one. Have a blessed day.